Back at it again with another mini ramp tutorial today. I'm going to show you how to feeble stall. This is the most basic stall trick that you can do on the coping. So we're going to start off with that on our mini ramp journey. You guys wanted more mini ramp tutorials, so here we are. Basically what a feeble stall is, babe, if you can zoom in on me right here, is you turn up, getting regular, so my feet are facing this way. So you go up, you turn on the back truck, and you put it on the coping like this. So the back truck sits on the coping, but the front truck hangs off at sort of an angle, and then you just turn your way back in. This is by far the easiest stall trick on the coping. Reason being, Dave, if I can get you stood there. Reason being is that when you turn, you barely have to put any emphasis into the turn because you're only trying to get the wheels just under 90 degrees. So it's a super easy, low-key stress turn, and then you just put the weight on the back foot, lift that one back over the coping, bend your knees, and roll in. To do the trick in its fullest form, it's going to look a little something like this. And then you just turn it. Now this is one that's actually quite hard to practice without using the coping, because in previous tutorials we've broken down the trick by putting lines on the ramp and whatnot, but here it's kind of difficult to do. So basically what the motion is, see I'm riding up the ramp that way, you just turn a little bit, just like that, literally less than 90 degrees, and then turn and bend your knees. That's the exact motion there. If you're a kid trying this, it's going to be so much easier to not fall in. Anyway, so you come up, you lock the wheel on the coping like that. The front wheels don't have to be in the air like this to count it, but that is the optimal way to do it if you want to squeeze it out and if you want no one to complain in a game of skate. So what you do is you come up, turn on that back wheel, put the front ones like that just on the side, and then simply turn and go back in. A lot of people will have their weight on the front foot as well, so it might end up looking like this. It means you've just got the back truck on the coping and the front one's kind of just sitting on the floor, which will also count, so don't worry, that's a great way to start off. And then you just do exactly the same thing, lift it up and move in. Now Holly's going to sit in that position while I do one. All right, so right here, keep an eye on the back wheel and how it sits on the coping. All right, let's see how it looks from this angle. So as you can see, the wheel sits on the coping nicely. Now there's one way you can practice this actually that I've just thought of, babes, if you'd like to join me over by the bench. You can treat the bench kind of like your coping, right? And this goes the same with any kind of ledge or small like slappy rail kind of situation. You can put your board on here in the exact position that you want it to be. So for us, it's the feeble. I'd actually say practice like this first, just put both trucks on here. Move the back one slightly off just so you can turn a bit easier. And then just shoulders are going to go this way and your hips are going to follow. Just lift up that front wheel like that and turn into it like this. Make sure you bend your knees when you land to keep your balance nice and spry. Now we're just going to do it as we would for a feeble. Put our front wheels just on the left side of it, back wheels on the corner, and then we're going to turn just as exactly the same as we did before. And we've just got ourselves out of a bench feeble. Now, if you have one of these obstacles that I'm about to show you, we can break it down even further. Now, obviously these aren't too much of a commonplace at skate parks, mainly because we had our one donated by A1 Skate Ramps. But some skate parks do have something similar to this. So if you are one of the lucky few, take advantage. And treat this just like it's our mini ramp. Obviously, it's a way smaller version, way more forgiving, way less scary. So let's put our wheels on there, just like we would for our on the bench, just like this. And as you can see, I'm sitting on there nicely, not even really needing to balance. And then the ramp is there. We're gonna do exactly the same thing, lift up those front wheels, bend our knees as we go in, and it's gonna look just like this. So I'll show you one more time. Back wheels on the coping, just like I showed you. As you can see, don't even need to balance, literally just chilling, and then lift up, bend your knees and lean forward. So now that we've got a bit of confidence, we know what's going down, we're going to put our board on this the same way we did for that and the same way we did for the bench. So truck up, back truck on there. You can put your back truck into the lock-in position and have the front truck just off the side like that. Feels a bit scary to step onto it like this, but trust me, it is safe. Although it doesn't feel like it, it is safe. And then you just do exactly the same thing, lift up the front wheels and lean forward. Wild doggo on the wild football. And then after you've done that as the drop in on its own, all we have to do now is just ride up, lock ourselves into that position, and the exact same drop in, just just like this.